Hello, coolers. Welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest updates. We start with Ousmane Dembele, as it has been reported that Barcelona are currently facing a dilemma over the key players' fitness situation ahead of El Clasico on March 19. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barca is prioritizing contract registration of 4 players before making a new signing. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, before we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Barcelona have a decision to make ahead of their preparation for the upcoming encounter against Real Madrid on March 19. One of the club's most important players in Ousmane Dembele is expected to make his return to the pitch after picking up a thigh injury at the end of January. However, as reported by Sport, there is a downside to giving Dembele a medical clearance ahead of El Clasico. This is because the attacker is running the risk of being called into action by the French national team, coached by Didier Deschamps. The Frenchman is well aware of Dembele's recovery and would want to incorporate him into the national team ahead of the UEFA Euro 2024 qualifier matches against the Netherlands and the Republic of Ireland, respectively. Dembele's early return could risk a potential relapse, especially given the attacker's injury history. Barcelona, though, can avoid Dembele's call-up, to the French national team if they do not hand him the medical clearance to feature in El Clasico. While it is Dembele who would take the final call on his fitness, the decision will be made in consultation with Barcelona and their medical team. Deschamps, who must announce his shortlist just before the El Clasico, will be keeping a close eye on the situation as well. If both parties decide to postpone Dembele's return to the pitch, the player would have at least 3 additional weeks to strengthen his recovery. He would in that case return to action against Elche on April 1st. In the meantime, though Barca will be focused on the upcoming league encounter against Athletic Club, while Dembele might not be available just yet, the Catalans are said to be boosted by the return of Polish hitman Robert Lewandowski in this crucial encounter. Of course, Dembele is still out injured, have been one of the main players of the team till he was injured against Girona some 4 weeks ago. And definitely we can see the kind of mind games that Barca medical staff are trying to play just to ensure that one of our best players in Ousmane Dembele is fit. Definitely, international break will be after the El Clasico. That is after March 19 when we play the El Clasico. There won't be games again the subsequent week. It will be international break. And Barca want to ensure that Dembele isn't rushed into action against El Clasico as previous reports have been reported. Definitely, it is of vital importance to ensure that Ousmane Dembele stays fit for a long time after he returns from his injury. The player has started training on grass according to reports, and definitely Barca know very well that he could still be fit when we meet Real Madrid at the Camp Nou, but just to ensure that the French national team will not worsen the situation, because definitely we know Didier Deschamps would try to call the Ousmane Dembele if Barca give a medical green light just before the El Clasico. And Barca now are trying to ensure that such risks should be avoided, by ensuring that Dembele will be sacrificed against Real Madrid, so that the French national team won't be able to call him because he will still be injured. So I think definitely that would be a sensible thing to do, to ensure that Dembele does not risk any relapse in case he goes on international duty. And who knows, you can go there and come back, Dembele might be even worse and might suffer a relapse. And that is what Xavi and co will be preventing at all costs. Of course, Dembele have been a very important player in this team. And honestly speaking, we have really missed him. Definitely Dembele have not brought so much goals to his game, but the way he plays in the structure of Xavi, his assists, his dribbles, his pace is what we have really missed about this guy a lot. Even though when we look at the results, you can't really argue that we have missed him that much because we still win the 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 without him and get the crucial 3 points. Now currently 9 points ahead of Real Madrid in the league standings. So of course Dembele is definitely a crucial part of this team, and everybody will be hoping that he returns to action as soon as possible. And against Real Madrid, it was a clash that we all expected him to be there. Had it been there was no international break later this month, there is no doubt that Ousmane Dembele could have given the medical green light by the Barca medical staff to ensure that he is available in this crucial encounter. Of course, we play the next game against Athletic Club Bilbao, and the only boost we can say about that is Robert Lewandowski will be made available by Xavi Hernandez. Of course, Lewandowski had a knock and he is now available to play that important game. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, Barcelona are in a very difficult situation at the moment, despite the fact that they do have a clear roadmap in place. The execution of it is proving to be quite difficult for several reasons. To begin with, before putting their heads into signing any player in the summer, the team is forced to wait to find out from La Liga whether they can actually bring new faces or not due to financial fair play issues. Furthermore, according to Mundo Deportivo, the Blaugrana are prioritizing the contract registrations of the likes of Gavi, Araujo, Marcos Alonso, and Sergio Roberto before looking to rope in new faces. Interestingly enough, Barca managed to register Gavi on the last day of the winter transfer window after Barca, McIntyre Court ordered a precautionary measure. However, it must be remembered that La Liga made an appeal against the ruling. If the judge dismisses that appeal, Barca will walk out of any problem. This means the team will not have to do anything for the midfielders registration. In the other scenario, where La Liga wins the appeal, Barca will have to do a lot of adjustment of their salary margin further to comply with his registration. As far as Araujo is concerned, he signed a new deal with Barcelona last April, but despite that, he is registered in La Liga with his old contract. Mundo Deportivo said that both Barca and the player have set a deadline until August to get everything back on track. Furthermore, Alonso and Roberto's continuity has also been secured until 2024 by the team, but in order to get them registered in La Liga, the team must comply with the financial fair play. Once everything is done with regards to the registration of Gavi, Araujo, and Alonso, and also Roberto, only then Barca will look to bring in new players at the Camp Nou in the summer. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.